Hello, 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 and thank you for your patience while we dealt with some technical difficulties. Um, we are so excited that there is a new season of Claim to Fame. I forgot how much fun this show is to play along with until I was watching. I took a lot of notes. I am very excited.
I can't wait for your notes.
I literally cannot wait to talk about this, so let's not waste any more time if you would not mind playing the intro.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. As always, I am Gina Morgino. I am joined by the lovely Kyle Petty. Unfortunately, John is not with us because he has better places to be, except he actually does because he is in Ireland and we are not.
Yeah. Actually has better things to do.
Much better things to do, but we
So
will
much
see
better.
him next week?
Yeah, I think
remember.
we'll see him next Thursday.
Work. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. But we make up Strat Chat, arguably your favorite reality TV podcast.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, Franklin Patty Jonas. Love that. But yeah, let's dive into the premiere episode of Claim to Fame. Do you have any initial anything before we dive in?
I don't want to jump ahead. My first thought is I think his name is it Diedrich?
Yeah.
Diedrich.
Yeah.
I know that he said at the end, this is skipping a little bit, but I know that he said at the end that, his last name was Jackson, and like Naomi kind of picked up on that a little bit. But up until that moment, I was thinking Smokey Robinson.
Okay.
Like, right, the face, very
Sure.
Smokey Robbies.
Is he the one that said, I didn't mark this down, but somebody was like, my celebrity relative is like the most famous person in the world, or like one of the most famous recording artists in the world. And I can't remember who it was. I don't remember if it was him or not. Somebody was like a huge A-lister.
No, I don't remember who said that. I remember hearing the comments, but no, unfortunately. Just felt like his facial features were that. But then once he said Jackson, I do also feel like it could be serviceable that he would. But is there a Jackson sibling we don't know about? Like, is that possible? Maybe he's a cousin? If that's the case, like, don't we know the Jacksons?
Yeah, I mean, he said, so we started off with the 2 truths and a lie, obviously. And his 3 were, it's his uncle, it's a singer, and they have a Grammy for best rock song. So obviously one of those is a lie.
Yeah, I don't think the Grammy for Best Rock Song is it. I feel like some of these 2 truths and a lie is as stupid and tricky as people when they give me 2 truths and a lie on the Kyle Petty show.
He's like, he has a Grammy, just not for a rock song.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I have cats. I said I have 4, but I have 5. It's like, that sucks. I'm like, that's not it. That's not how you play this game.
Right. It is also possible, though, that, like, because we didn't get, correct me if I'm wrong, a confessional from him in that moment. We just got whoever it was talking about it. It is possible that could be like a thing he just said and was like, oops, didn't mean it. I thought that
too. Right. Because listen, I until that, I still say Smokey Robinson. But that's my only initial thought. Everybody else, nothing.
Well,
except for the elimination guests, but I don't want to skip, so I'll wait for my comments on that. Yeah,
we'll get to it later too. But I felt like the freaking FBI, because the second I saw Naomi's clue, I know exactly who her person is.
Do you?
Yeah, and we will get to it. But I decoded that shit so fast, and I was like,
really, that Brat Pack thing?
Yeah, I was like, am I amazing?
So, is Brat actually what it is? Because
yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm so excited. Right. Okay, so
I'll wait.
Like I said, we did open with the 2 truths and a lie. Like, I'm glad they gave us some of the lies, but I kind of wanted more of them. I'm like, how am I supposed to figure this out if you don't give me all the information they're not getting?
Right. You know? I feel like we're supposed to be omnipotent.
And also, like, they do this all the time too, where it's like, they'll give you all of the information for some people and then just clip like a bunch of people together. So there's like, 3 or 4 people that we only got one of their little things instead of all 3. And it's like, no, no,
Mhm,
no. Give
mhm.
me all the information
Right,
so I
that
can make
almost
an
makes me think
educated
like those are the
decision.
people who make it to the end, and the people that we told you things about, they're out soon.
Well, one of them was the first girl eliminated,
Yep.
so that's
The poor
yeah.
thing, the poor thing.
But I did think it was interesting to see what some of these people were lying about. Like right from the get, we got Miguel, whose name is not Miguel, and he is making himself try to appear more Spanish than he
There he
is.
is. That's interesting.
It is very interesting, and I'm
Mhm.
so curious who his person is because immediately they were like, "Oh, Desi Arnaz," and they're trying to like
Right,
pinpoint
Antonio
like
Banderas.
Antonio Banderas, yeah, which
Yeah.
I think is so interesting. I'm so curious who his person is.
Yeah, I actually wanted him to be selected for that reason because I'm just dying to know who he is.
Yeah,
Now, you almost feel like the first guesser is likely going to get it wrong. So it's
right,
like
right,
we
right.
would have known this episode, like who he's
I
related to.
know.
Like I
I'm
kind of wanted
so
that.
curious.
Yeah. And it's not that I'm not rooting against you, Miguel, but I'm just dying to know who you are. Yeah.
I do also think because we have Gracie Lou, who I believe also gave a fake name
I
because
think
she
she
wants to
did
seem
too.
more country.
Hmm.
And her person is apparently not a musician, even though she ate in the talent show. I was like, this girl sounds great. I would not question for a second that she's a country musician. Um, but I don't want to get to that yet. What were
Oop.
the other lies? No, it was something about the clue wall, but well, I'll
Oh,
save
okay.
that. Um,
Cool.
did anybody else tell us what their lie was? Oh, just that Mackenzie said that her father is a singer and a Tony winner, and she was like, "Ain't no Tony Awards been won in my family."
Right.
So
I do remember that.
I do think that that's interesting. Um, what did you think about the talent show now being instead of just like presenting something? It's like, okay, now we have all of these props, and you pick three things, and you have to do whatever your three talents are for everybody who then votes to find the hierarchy of like points.
It's entertaining. I don't think it does much to actually help people figure anything out because you can just choose anything and just do it poorly. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that you're not related to an actor just because you acted poorly. It doesn't mean you're not related to a singer because you sang bad. Like,
Which
so
I
it
thought it
didn't
was
serve a lot of purpose.
I thought it was so interesting because we saw it was Adam was like my person is a singer and if I sing I sound exactly like them.
Right.
So I'm
Yes.
going to do literally a bunch of stuff that isn't singing. But then we got Mackenzie who was like, "Okay, my celebrity relative is a singer, but I'm a really bad singer, so I'm not going to sing." And it's like, "Well, wait a second. Why would you not sing if you're a bad singer to throw people off that your person's a singer, you know?"
Right. Well, because I think that people think that they I don't know. I don't know what people they think that almost like they need to do well in this talent show. Like it's not a real talent show. Like you're not really being judged on your
Right.
actual talents. It's like I don't want to sing badly. And it's like, well,
But like it's
maybe
also
you
like
do. It throws people
right,
off.
but it
You're not
is such
looking
a
to do a good job.
it is such a weird thing because it's like, oh, just because my dad is a singer doesn't automatically mean that I am a good singer. But if people hear me be a bad singer, they're like, well, obviously her person isn't a singer, which is
Right.
such a bizarre connection to make. Like, I don't know. I
That
think
is
it's so
true.
weird.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way, but I know that I would think the same.
But
Like I'm
I
sorry,
was just
I
sorry, go
would
ahead.
think that Smokey Robinson's relative would be able to sing well.
Mhm.
I just would. But
No,
you're absolutely right. It doesn't actually matter.
I just did think it was weird that she was like, "Oh, well, I can't sing, so I don't want to do that because I don't want them to know that my person's a singer." And I was like, "What you just said makes absolutely no sense.
Zero.
Like, if you can't sing, that would make me believe less that your
Right.
relative is like, what do
Absolutely.
you mean?"
Yep. Yeah.
It's so fun to hear people's guesses with like no context because again, this is when like they first met everybody. No one's really seen anybody do anything yet, but people see Danny and they're immediately like, "Oh, it's Jelly Roll, 100%." It's like, what? Just because he like ever so slightly resembles him, it's like gotta be.
Right. Right. And honestly, like as another large person, like you're literally just saying that because from the side he looks like he could be the same size as Jelly Roll.
Mm-hmm.
And his
No,
facial
no, it's
structure
because of
is the
his
same. But
mullet,
that's
and it's like
yeah.
I can cut my hair literally anyway, and it doesn't make me look
But
like
that's the thing,
somebody.
like, that's somebody who doesn't wanna actually admit that you're really judging him based on his size.
Right, right,
Like,
right.
it has nothing to do with his mullet,
I was
okay?
like, this is so
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it is,
And literally
it
all of
really
them were
is
like, no,
ridiculous.
100%, absolutely.
Mhm,
It's like,
absolutely, yeah,
what?
totally Jelly Roll, look at that mullet.
It's also, again, like, it's so funny because I
Stupid.
think let me fact check before I say that. Yeah, he was like, well, he said it's his uncle. He's a wrestler and a Grammy winner. So obviously, one of those two things is not true. But they
Right.
were immediately like, "Well, he's not a wrestler because, like, I would never look at Danny and be like, oh, Danny's also a wrestler." And it's like, just because his uncle is a wrestler doesn't mean he would be a wrestler.
One has nothing to do with the other. And it's like, what kind of wrestler are we talking about? Like, why would you automatically assume that Danny could not be a wrestler?
Yeah, it's
Like,
really weird the leaps that
yes.
people take, like,
Hmm.
right from the jump. Which, like, I guess if you have literally no other information, you're grasping at straws. Like, what are you gonna do? But I do still think it's very funny.
Right. It's just some of how we get to the guesses that we do make still feel silly. Like, I
Right,
understand you don't have a lot to go on, but I still don't know how you got there. Of all the places to go,
right.
this is where we drove.
I do think it's
Silly.
very silly though.
Yeah, it is silly.
But when all is said and done, we have Gracie Lou winning the talent show because, again, she ate. Um,
Congrats, Gracie Leo.
which also means that she gets to choose a clue and she is safe from elimination. Love
Hmm.
that for her.
Hmm.
And then our bottom two are Miguel and Bianca, which are now the two people that everybody else gets to choose. One of them is going to be the guesser,
Hmm.
which I, ooh, like, we see Miguel like crying and getting really worked up. And it's like, honestly, same. Like, literally, what do I have to go off of to guess anybody in this house?
Yeah, but I was so annoyed by Miguel's running around. Like, every time you turned around, he's like running down this hall, running down that
He was
hall.
so erratic.
Yes, it was like, honestly, I hope they do pick you. This is annoying to look at. Like, this is just like annoying. Bianca was just like, well, it is what it is. I think I'm good. Let me just put my little blindfold on. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah, he literally was running around. He was crying. He's like, please, please don't cry. Don't cry on camera. Don't cry on camera.
Right.
And it's
It's like,
like,
this
I
is
don't
too
know that
much.
it's that serious,
It's
but,
not.
like,
It's
fine.
not. This is way too much for me. Way too much.
um Oh, but then we get to the clue wall. And I'm going to be so honest, when they came in at the beginning of the episode and the clue wall was locked, I was really hoping there was going to be a way more fun way that it got unlocked, other than, like, in the middle of them doing something else, Franklin
Right.
just kind of opened it. It's like,
Yeah.
why did you lock
That's
it in the first place if I wasn't going to have fun with the way you unlock it?
right. So all you did was just delay it. So just
Right.
don't wheel it in then. Or, I don't know.
Right.
It's just, it was way more dramatic than it actually turned out to be.
Right. I was hoping it would be like a game or a mission or like something that they would like have to do to get it open. And then it was just a clip of him being like,
Yeah, we could literally sit here and come up with so many different ways that this could have been so much more fun. Like, even if you had to earn, like, you get a key and only 4 people maybe get the key to look at the clue wall ahead of everybody else. And they get to sneak over and
yeah,
like
yeah,
look at
yeah.
the wall and then lock it back up. Like,
Or
that
like
would just
if
have been
you like
exciting to look at.
win the, like, you know, because she like won the opportunity to pick a clue for somebody, but it's like
Hmm.
if you like you get a certain amount of minutes to look at the clue wall more than everybody else, so you
Right.
can like make an educated guess before the first guess
Absolutely,
off or like
yeah,
something. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
bring Survivor into it, right? Pick 2 people that you wanna bring to the clue wall for your little peekaboo, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anything other than my husband just sneaking in when nobody's paying attention and
My
just
husband.
unlocking the thing. Yeah, you like how I just casually just throw
Mhm.
that out
I
there,
literally
yeah.
I sat there for a second like, whose husband? Wait, hold on.
Yes, we're manifesting things. Okay, that's what
I
we're
love
doing
that.
on this
Love that
Claim
for
to
you.
Fame Thursday. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Because famously here at Strat Chat, the most important Jonas is Franklin.
Franklin, and I'll hear no other argument. My deepest apologies to Darcy, but not really.
My favorite thing about Franklin is the fact that for years he was referred to as the bonus Jonas, which I just think is so fun. Like, I think it's so
You're
silly.
damn right he's the bonus Jonas, and he's the best Jonas as far as I'm concerned. I also thought it was ridiculous that it said like the Jonas Brothers present this talent show. Did you notice that little sign that was on the
Oh no,
stage?
I didn't.
It said like Jonas Brothers something, and it was like, okay, I guess you do get to say Jonas
Yeah,
Brothers
you are
because
technically Brothers
yes,
Jonas.
yes. That's how they should have written it. The
The
brothers
Brothers Jonas.
Jonas, right?
Ah!
That is what it should have said. It's like you're being a little misleading. Like you're making it sound like we're about to get everybody but Franklin. And it's Not that I'm disappointed. I'm just saying
Right,
it's
right,
false
right.
advertising, you know?
I really, really love, and I know they're hamming it up for the show, but the banter between Kevin and Franklin is
I
so
don't
funny.
like it. I don't
You
like it.
don't? Oh, I think it's
No.
so fun.
I thought it was fun last season, but now that I'm such a diehard like Franklin fan, like I do not like the idea of him being minimized, belittled,
Well, he does
diminished.
the same thing though, because like Kevin will make a joke
I
and he's
lo-
like, "Oh, like the most handsome," and he's like, "Oh, Joe is here." And he's like, okay, like I think
I
it's
think Franklin
silly.
can just do no wrong. He can say whatever he wants. I just don't think that anybody else should be knocking him down. And that's my problem with the banter. Franklin's really
Okay,
fine.
that's
Franklin's
fair.
fine.
Franklin's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Silly.
we did get a couple of fun clues though in the clue wall. Let me see. So we did find out that the duck belongs to Gracie Lou. I have absolutely no idea what that means because the only thing
Duck
we know.
Dynasty.
So we know that it's her uncle and it's an Emmy winner because the musician is fake. So an Emmy winner that has something to do with that duck.
Did Duck Dynasty win an Emmy?
I have absolutely no idea.
I mean, that was a big deal during the COVIDs, wasn't it?
Was it then? I feel like it was earlier than that.
It could have been. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I never
You know,
watched it either.
listen, you know how I feel about anything with feathers. So like, I definitely did not watch a show based around it. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. 2012 to 2017.
Yeah,
It was
not
well
COVID
over.
times.
Yeah, well over. Way before anybody knew what a COVID was. I wonder
Oh
if it did won any
gosh.
awards though. I'm gonna continue to look.
Okay. The
Awards
only
and
other thing
nominations.
that I feel like we saw belong to
No
somebody.
Emmy. No Emmy.
No, Emmy. Okay.
No.
I don't know what else the duck would be.
According to Wikipedia, Duck Dynasty has not actually won any awards. It was nominated for a Teen Choice Award, did not win, and a Critics' Choice Television Award that they also lost.
I mean, I don't know if this could be related to anything. I'm sure it's not. But like I saw that duck and the first thing I thought of was the duck phone from Jersey Shore. I don't know if that is
Oh,
anything, but
a
that's immediately
mallard.
that's immediately where my brain went. It might be because my brother this past weekend forced me to watch Jersey Shore Family Vacation with them every single night. But immediately my brain went duck phone. I don't know if that's anything.
Certainly something to watch. Actually, when I first saw that duck, I thought of Duck Hunt. Remember
Like the
Duck
game?
Hunt? Yes.
I
With
loved Duck
with a
Hunt.
little dog that would come up.
Yes. Oh my god, I love Duck
Yes.
Hunt.
That's what I thought of when I saw that. I was like, well, no, that's a very dated
Mm-hmm. And also, what would that have to do with anybody being a celebrity?
anything. Right.
Like the
Exactly.
inventor of Duck Hunt.
Exactly. Shigeru Miyamoto, right? Isn't that like the Nintendo guy? He's the one who
I have
created Mario.
you could have said any name just now, and I'd be like,
Oh,
mhm.
yeah, it's spelled like SHI, I think like GU. Are you Shigeru something Miyamoto? Yeah, he's like
You're
the
better than me.
Mario
I have,
guy.
yeah, sure.
You know she loves Nintendo. Yeah, but definitely not related to him. So
I have no idea, but I'm excited to see more of what that duck could mean. The only
yes.
other thing that we saw related to a specific person was Adam said, I don't know if he was talking about the lightning bolt or the light bulb, but one of those is related to his person, who again is a singer.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I see like a lightning bolt and like I immediately go to like a David Bowie vibe, But like
The lightning bolt doesn't really mean much to me at all. Actually,
yeah.
if anything, I thought of only actually thought of like the Who. The Who's Tommy.
Come on, Tommy.
I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if that has anything to do with
With a lightning bolt,
the lightning bolt, but
I don't
that's
think
where my
so.
head went. I'm not saying it is
But again, I like
correct.
because of like the way that the framing of the shot was, I didn't know what specific thing he was talking about. He just went, "Oh, I see my clue on the wall," and they like zoomed in on like where a couple of things were, but the most prominent ones were like a light bulb and a lightning bolt. So I'm not sure which one, or if it was both. I don't know. Unless I just missed something, I might have to rewatch that. But
I truly don't know. I don't want to lie to you.
yeah, other than that, we didn't get any like specific things about the clue wall. They zoomed in on like the eggs and bacon, and they were like, oh, like breakfast something, which like I'll get there. But that they saw like birds and bird cages, and they said that could be fun if somebody is Robin Williams. And they're talking about like the tickets, the movie tickets, the popcorn, like all that stuff. But like we didn't really see any specific connections made.
No, we did not. It was later, it was like the very end where the whole Michael Jackson thing kind of came up.
Right, because there's a scarecrow on there.
Yes. But we also know from our previous experience with this show that there are sometimes that like there are things that are on there
that mean nothing.
Right. And like, is it also possible that like maybe production knew that like there would be some suspicion around being a Jackson, so we purposely put this scarecrow up there?
Also, like, I feel like
off.
I also feel like Jackson is just a really common last name. It doesn't mean like the Jacksons, you know? It could be a different Jackson celebrity, or his last name could just be Jackson, and that's not related to his person at all, you know?
Right. Yeah, I don't disagree.
And the only other things I feel like we ever heard people say about the clue wall were related to Shane, which again, we realize, of course, by the end of the episode, doesn't mean anything because they, who was it? Bianca believes that Shane's celebrity relative is Forrest Whitaker. So she sees... Oh,
right. I forget the name. Yes.
Yeah. So she saw, what was it, the stapler in the bus and thought of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and then saw the little army guy, and I don't remember what movie she met, or TV show or whatever it was that she said, but something that had to do with like a military something, which honestly is like, if that's like to connect all of those, like it's a fair jump to make if you already have something in mind. But again, like the clue wall is so hard because I feel like there's such a wide array of things that like no matter what you're thinking, you can find a way to like connect it to something.
Find anything to connect. Right.
Literally you could name any celebrity and I can find a way to find them on the clue wall, you know?
Mm-hmm. I can validate what I'm saying.
Yeah.
With anything on here. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, not a terrible, you know, jump to make, but
no,
the wrong one. But the next thing that we see is Gracie Lou pulling the clue, which I'm so proud of me. She pulls Naomi's clue, and she
myself
because I am never good at these. So the fact that I in 2 seconds was like, I know what it is. I'm just proud. I'm never good at these.
I just find this so funny. Like this is so funny to say out loud. That's all. Let me know when you're ready to see Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh, pull it up right now.
Here we go. Here's Shigeru.
Mm-hmm. I have seen this person before. Could never have named him. But I love that you can.
Thank you. So that's what I was working on as we were talking. I was like, oh, this gives me a chance to play around with some things here.
Love that.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
But we see Gracie Lou pull the clue for Naomi, and she unwraps it, and it is a bra, the trademark symbol, a backpack, a tiara, an arrow that looks like it's pointing into something, some sort of like bat situation with like spikes coming out of it, and then 4 symbols that are like a coffee cup and a croissant. And she's looking at this thing like, I have no idea what this means, but she's able to figure out that the beginning of its spell is Brat Pack. Okay.
Here's the issue that I already have with what you just said, is that T is not a TM sign. That's not a trade.
Oh, I immediately associated it with the trademark symbol.
That looks like the T symbol for it, like in England, like that's what they call the subway, like the T, like you're writing the T.
Oh, I would never.
Right, but that's why I wasn't convinced that it was definitely this Brat Pack, and it's like because like, all right, well, what else could this be?
Well, I had like connected a couple of dots, and I was like trying to get there, and then as soon as she said Brat Pack, I was like, oh, now I know exactly what the rest of this says.
Oh, really? So tell me more about this Brat Pack. What is a Brat Pack? I don't know anything about this.
Do you want the spoiler of who her person is? Because I'm 100% confident that it's who it is.
I mean, if you're confident, but you don't actually know, then like it's not really a spoiler. Wow, you're so cocky. Do you want the spoiler but to ruin the whole season for you? Because I'm so smart. I watched 1 episode.
So, Kyle, the Brat Pack, The Brat Pack is a name, and I think there's like a documentary that just came out about this too. That like the Brat Pack is the name for a group of actors from like a lot of the teen movies of the 80s. So
Okay.
you're like Pretty in Pink, your 16 Candles, like
Your
all of like
Breakfast Club.
yes, which leads me
Well, that
directly to
is
what
what
I have to
I
say.
immediately thought that because of the croissants and the coffee. I was
Right.
like, but I don't get the beginning of this. I was like, nah, it's probably not that.
So
Nah.
if you put everything together, it says Brat Pack Princess and Breakfast Club,
Okay.
which
And who
is
would that be? Audrey Hepburn?
Audrey Hepburn. Have you ever seen The Breakfast Club?
No. Oh, she's at Breakfast at Tiffany.
Yes.
I only like breakfast and I like Tiffany Mitchell. It's so stupid.
I almost don't want to tell you who it really is. Oh.
I like breakfast and I like Tiffany.
Oh.
I don't know who Audrey Hepburn is. I could walk down the street and walk right past her. I wouldn't know
my
anything about
God.
her, but I want to go to the breakfast you had with Tiffany Mitchell.
Wow.
Oh, Lord help us.
I cannot wait to clip that tomorrow. But
So tell me things. Who is
contrary to Kyle's belief,
this? Yeah, definitely not popular belief.
so since you do not know the Breakfast Club, each character is kind of like a stereotype. So there's like
Okay.
the jock, the princess, the nerd, the like whatever.
Okay.
And the princess in Breakfast Club is played by Molly Ringwald.
I don't know her.
Oh, unfamiliar with her work. Okay,
No,
okay.
I don't know her.
But
Molly. I only know the only Molly I know of is the drug.
not the same. But Molly Ringwald is like the redhead. She's also in 16 Candles. I don't know what else you might know her from. I'm trying to like rack my brain, but I don't know.
The only movie I know from that time is Clue.
Not in Clue.
I don't know her.
I feel like if you saw her, you would. But anyway, so
I'll look her up too.
100%. If I am wrong, I will quit the podcast. Like 100% Naomi's person is Molly Ringwald.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
There's like, you'd be hard pressed to convince me that's
Here's
not it.
Molly Ringwald.
Oh, you got her?
I've never seen her in my life. Oh, she's in
Really?
The Bear?
Oh, I haven't seen The Bear. I can't speak on that.
I didn't see The Bear either, but I just see a lot of people tweeting about it, and I feel like
I've heard it's amazing. Everyone I know is like obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm. I know Treese likes it.
A lot of people are like really obsessed with it.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll work on putting Molly into the stream. For those people who don't know her too, there's got to be somebody out there who's like Molly. Thank God for Kyle. I don't know that lady.
Well, it also helps for me that Breakfast Club is one of my all-time favorite movies. So I love The Breakfast Club.
What do you love about it? Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? Like, what is it?
A little bit of both. It's like one of those like coming of agey type movies where it's like basically just like the overall theme is like a bunch of people from different cliques that would never have spoken to each other before end up in the same detention on a Saturday morning. And it's just like they all end up like sharing their stories with each other, realizing they're more alike than they are different. It's just but like they know that when they come back to school on Monday, like they're never going to speak to each other again. But it's like a very
and this detention is only in the morning. It's during breakfast time only.
Well, it's a Saturday morning detention, so they call themselves. It's referred to as the Breakfast Club.
And where does that even happen in like the country? Like, who has a Saturday morning detention? What teacher is coming?
It's the 80s, Kyle. Maybe they did that then.
Did they? I'd like people to let us know in the comments. Did you go to Breakfast Club?
Did you go to Breakfast Club? Yes, no, it's one of my favorite movies. I also did a stage version of it in college in which I played the Molly Ringwald character. Wow. So I'm very well versed. So this clue is for me.
Oh, all right. So you like Molly. Okay. Not the drug.
Not the drug.
Okay. All right. Well,
thank you for that distinction.
Yeah. Our apologies.
But after that, I think it just went right into the guess off. I don't think there was anything like of note in between those things, right?
Nothing that we didn't already cover, because it was really just, Miguel running around saying, please don't pick me, Bianca being basically unbothered by the entire thing. No, I don't think there was anything else there that we didn't.
Well, it almost was Miguel because based on what they were saying, it was one vote that separated the guesser from the non-guesser.
I kind of wish I still say I wish it was Miguel.
I just want to know who this person is so bad.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I have no beef with the man. I would love to know who you're related to that even gave you the ability to just appear more Spanish. Like, what does that even mean?
Right.
Yeah, I just want to know more.
Because immediately now I'm like, well, it doesn't matter who you look like because you're trying to like throw people. And then it's like, is your person just like not Latino at all? So then it's like,
right.
I don't know like quite what to do with that. There is Miss Molly Ringwald. Well, that's Molly Ringwald now. That's not necessarily Molly Ringwald back then.
All right. Well, I mean, this is the only Molly I know. All right. I can't do the Molly of yesteryear.
Of yesteryear.
Right. This is today's Molly. Either get with it or get out.
But yeah, so by a vote, we have selected Bianca as the guesser. And she, of course, chooses Shane and guesses Forrest Whitaker, which is incorrect. Which means that Bianca is now out of the game, and we get to reveal her celebrity relative, which is journalist and broadcaster Robin Roberts, who, if I can speak my truth, I had no idea who this person was.
Oof. No, I knew who she was, but there's no world in which I ever would have guessed. Like, you know her when you see her, but like I don't know that there's any clue that would have led me to her. So as far as
it feels like a very like out of left field cut, especially because I feel like last season there weren't a lot of obscure people. It was like big names, and that is one that like I would never just like pick that name out. You know?
Right, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think that when you see her and you know exactly who Robin is, like, I don't think she's not an obscure celebrity. But I also don't know enough about her to know any clue that would make me guess her either.
I mean, there's probably some sort of like news anchory something.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
maybe
because
there was somebody on the show that had said, "Oh, I watch her every single morning." I was like, "Oh, you do?" See, I don't. If I watch the news, I'm watching super local news. I'm not watching like America news.
Yeah,
I News 12.
Literally never watch the news, so I would not have known who she. Even like the brothers Jonas, as we are now going to call them, we're like, oh, she's like a big fan of our family. She's interviewed us a bunch. I was like, I have literally no clue who this person is.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I've seen interviews she's done and everything, but I only watch those special event interviews or like a clip of the interview. Like I couldn't even tell you what show she's on, but I'll watch something like, oh, so like Robin sat down with such and such. Okay, I'll watch that interview, but like where it actually came from, I couldn't tell you.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess in a way, maybe it's kind of good that Bianca went because I don't.
Yeah, that's not one that I feel like we would have gone to. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But sorry to Bianca.
But I liked her because I feel like she was.
I liked her too.
Yeah, she was one of those that I felt like was really going to take the game seriously, and like she was like really like there to play, and just have a good time. So like I will miss the idea of her. I don't know enough of her to say like I'm going to miss her because who knows. But
she's also stunning.
She is.
She's very beautiful.
Yeah, and she really took the whole thing with a lot of grace, which endeared me towards her too. Because I'd be fucking pissed if you chose
to be the first one.
Yeah, because you're setting that person up to fail. Like there's
right. Literally, there's no information that would unless maybe the clue that was gotten would have been shared with everybody. Then maybe somebody could have like picked something up and been like, oh, I know. Like if someone like knows the Breakfast Club really well or whatever, like. That potentially could have helped, but I wouldn't necessarily show that to anybody either.
Right. I wouldn't have shared it. So unless I was, yeah, sucks.
Because like regardless of whether or not I know what the clue says, I still have an edge over something, you know. So like, I don't want to share this with somebody who could then pick that person as their guess when I could be the only person who knows this information. Because eventually I'm going to be picked to be the guesser, and I need to have something, you know.
Right. Ugh. Yeah, that's a tough end. It always sucks to be the first one out.
But it's got to be somebody.
Siri. Yeah, it has to be somebody. And if I was in it, again, I'd still say I'd be very happy. Because what on the clue wall would have ever given me that?
Yeah. And even literally, like, because they asked everybody too, like, did any of you have any idea? And they were like, why would we ever have had any idea?
Right, and it makes me excited about the season going forward, though, because like, how many other people did you cast that are going to be that difficult?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just I am genuinely so upset that I'm not related to anybody famous. I want to play this game so freaking bad,
Oh
and
my
there's
gosh,
there's
so
no
much
situation in which I could ever be cast on the show because I have
fun.
no relative.
I have one relative that is just not that famous, not famous enough.
Yes,
You
I
know,
have like a very distant cousin that's like only kind of a cousin that could be something, but like she
mm,
has no idea who I am. So like she would like that would never be a thing to get me on this show, you know?
right. I have an uncle that was like very, very big in like New York politics, and an aunt that was very big in New York politics. Certainly big enough that like we get a police escort when we go to certain events and things like that. But
Mm.
that doesn't mean anything to somebody who lives in Ohio.
Yes,
So like not
I am
famous
like
enough.
I am distantly related. We say cousins, but like I literally don't know what we are to each other. But I am somehow distantly related to an Olympic volleyball player. But
Oh,
like she does
okay.
not know me. I do not know her. I just watch her on TV and I go, "Yay, Misty!" And that's the extent of our relationship. So like
Yay,
that's not getting me on.
Misty! That thing.
I love.
I forgot that was there.
Oh wow, I also forgot that was there, but what a
Hmm.
fun thing to remember.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
But yeah, other than that, the only other thing that I have is something that we already talked about, which is the whole like Mr. Jackson thing that we ended on.
Yeah, I still stand by my Smokey Robinson thing, but once he
That's a pretty
said
solid,
Jackson,
yeah.
yeah, but once he said Jackson, it's like I'm just anxious to now see if that was deflection. Did you
Hmm.
say that because maybe you've heard in the past that you look like you could be a Jackson and you figured you'd throw that out there to like throw people off? Or
Yeah.
was it a true slip?
Yeah,
And
like
if it was a true slip rather, do you think that they would have shown us that this early?
I don't know. I mean, again, like the clue for Naomi is very obvious to people that know what that is. So like I don't see a reason why they wouldn't show that. But
Hmm.
like again, my whole thing is like his last name very well could be Jackson and that still means nothing because it's such a
Right.
common name.
Hmm. Hmm. And is Smokey Robinson's last name actually Robinson?
Even if it is, they can still be like uncle
Right.
and nephew or
Right. It
whatever and have
doesn't
different
really
yeah.
mean anything. Right. Right.
So yeah, I don't know what to make of that. But other than that, I'm trying to look. I don't think there's anything else.
Smokey Robinson's last name is Robinson. All right. It's not a stage name. So there is that.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I don't have any guesses for anybody else. Is there like anyone else that
No.
you're like,
Oh my goodness. No, not at all. Not a single guess. Like these people. The Forrest Whitaker person, that was that Shane,
yes.
but it's not him. And the thing is, like, I was looking at him, I was like, oh my gosh, he looks really familiar. I was like, what is that guy's name? And then when
Hmm.
she said Forrest Whitaker, I was like, that's who I was thinking of. So now I really don't know.
See, I that's somebody that like I know the name. Let me look him up because I know his name, but I don't know that I know what he looks like.
Who?
Forrest
Forrest
Whitaker.
Whitaker? The second you see him, you're gonna know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like you'll know once you see
Yeah. Okay, I see how she got there. Yeah.
it. Hmm. And I kind of agreed. I was like, hey, it's exactly what it looks like. Um, Hold on. I just want to look at an actual picture of the people.
I know. I'm pulling that up on my phone right now too.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to just see that so I can really make an informed decision here. And if you bear with me, we can put it on the screen. You know what I mean? See if we can make ourselves a little smaller. We thank you, our friends at Evie Mugs,
Evie.
for making these live changes happen. So we can just pull this up right here. All right, so this is what we're dealing with. Who are these people? Yeah, all right. So this guy on the left, what's his name? Zed Rod.
HUD.
No idea. I
Ned
don't.
Rod.
I knew it was something with like three letters. Like that was like the most I
Well,
knew.
so his three things, again, one of them is a lie. I don't know which one it is, but he said that it is his mom, she is a singer, and she has won a Grammy.
Mom, singer, Grammy.
One of those things is untrue. None of that is helpful to me in this
Yeah,
moment with no other
yeah. I don't
context.
know. That doesn't mean anything to me. Danny here. Danny. This is the one that like people think the whole wrestler and Grammy thing, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea who.
Well, so obviously one of those things is true
Right.
because only one thing is a lie, and it's got to be that because you can't have. Well, no. I guess there
What
are
was his
wrestlers that
three?
have
What
Grammys.
were the three things again?
Uh, Hold on. Where it's his uncle. He's a wrestler and he has a Grammy. I mean, there are wrestlers that like cut albums. Could one of them have possibly gotten a Grammy? I doubt it, but
And that's the thing. I would love to know what the Grammy was for. Because a lot of people win Grammys for things that you didn't like think
because it's also like
existed.
The Rock has a Grammy, I'm sure, for something in Moana or like whatever, like
Right. And Barack Obama has a Grammy.
right, right.
So it's like there are a lot of people that get Grammys for things that were not
So
televised.
I guess in theory, both of those things could be true.
It could. It could.
It's not likely, but it
Oh,
could.
right. Now, who is this other young lady? This one here, next to Bianca. I don't
Uh,
remember. I remember her
is
face, but I don't know anything about her.
that process of elimination? I think that's Jill.
All right. Yeah, I
Or
don't know anything about this young woman.
yeah, because that's
Um,
it's Jill. It's Jill.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what?
the only she was one of the people that kind of got thrown in, so we just know that like her celebrity relative is in theory her grandfather. I don't know her other two things because they did not tell us. So I have literally nothing on her.
Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, as I go down this list, there's literally no reason to go through each and every person because I don't know anything about any of them.
Yeah, there's not a
Um,
ton of information that we
no,
have here.
no, not yet. Not
The
yet.
only other thing that I did see, which again, it really doesn't matter because you don't have to have the same talents as your celebrity person. But Shane did mention at one point, so he said it's his cousin, it's an actor, and an Oscar winner. I don't know which of those things is the lie, but he had mentioned at one point that he is trained in theater. I don't necessarily know that that corresponds to his celebrity relative in any way, but
Hmm.
it could be something.
Could be. Yeah, I don't. Oof.
It's so hard. In the first episode, you're really grasping at straws. Like, I
Yeah,
don't really have a
you're
ton
really
of.
just picking anything. You have absolutely nothing to go on. We didn't even really get a good look at the clue wall.
Mhm.
That doesn't really help us like at all.
Which
Um,
again, the clue wall, so much of it is just like to throw you off anyway. So it's not like you can
right.
really gauge
It's not
attention up.
really designed to help you.
Right.
Right. So, mm, yeah, I guess I don't really have another thought then regarding these people here.
I don't think I do either. I feel like I said everything I know. Yeah,
All right.
that's all I got.
That's all I got too. So, what do we have coming up next? We're starting to
So
gear up again here, right?
I
Like,
know.
Strat Chat is back, baby. Tell us about our week. We have a lot of exciting things coming up in the next 7 days.
So Monday, we're still Monday, yeah?
Yeah, I would say so.
Are we still joined by our special guest?
I think so. I think he has to work, but he wanted to pop in really quick to give his final thoughts.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
So on Monday, if you have been following along with us, you'll see that we have been joined by our lovely friend Jacob Hacker to talk about the new season of The Mole, which will be dropping its last two episodes tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow, yeah.
So we will be talking about it on Monday at
9:30. So Monday the
9:30.
15th, 9:30. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Final
Then
recap.
You will not be seeing it, but we have a very exciting Wednesday coming up where we're going to be going to House Chops for the Big Brother premiere. I'm
So
so freaking
excited.
excited. It was literally an amazing night last year, so I'm
Yeah.
so pumped to go again this year.
You'll be seeing some of it if you follow us on Instagram. I'm sure we'll be posting
Mm-hmm.
on like the Strat Chat Pod
Mm-hmm.
account.
Oh, there will definitely be updates to be shared.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. You'll see some of it for sure.
Mm-hmm. And we will definitely be talking about it when we start covering Big Brother.
Right.
Which I
Thursday
was
we
gonna
18th.
ask. Yeah, are we for sure that Thursday?
Yeah. I want to be 15 minutes after the episode ends. What time does the
Sweet.
episode end? Um,
Those are usually at 8. I have to. I'm not
I
even
know.
gonna
I didn't even look.
pretend to know what
Exactly.
the information
I
is.
didn't even
Well,
look.
to be determined when we will be live to talk about the Big Brother premiere.
Yeah, whatever. 15 minutes after the Big Brother 26 episode airs,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be here.
So then Thursday is Thursday a 2-stream eve? Or we'll
I
be
think
talking
it
about
is.
Claim to
Yeah,
Fame again.
I would like it to be. I'm not. When else would we do Claim to Fame? I'm not
Yeah,
dropping the
no,
ball on
that
this.
is totally fine with me. I just want
Yeah.
to confirm before I start spreading misinformation.
Yeah, no, I love this shit. So they definitely like Big Brother, 15 minutes after the episode ends. We'll do that, and then we'll be jumping into Claim to Fame right after.
Perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course,
John
look for
will
us.
agree.
Yeah, John has no choice.
He'll
But
agree.
obviously look for confirmation on that and everything else we have coming up on our socials at Strat Chat Pod everywhere. Are we back on the blue skies? Or I don't
We're
want
going to be
to
back on. We are going to be
tomorrow.
back in the blue sky. I think I'm going to remove myself from Strat Chat Twitter. I'm going to leave that to you and John. You
Okay.
guys just manage that, and I'm going to take on the blue sky. So if blue sky fails, it's on me. I was already clicking around a bit. I was like, let me get myself refamiliarized because John had tried to push me to the blue sky
Right.
season. And it's like, but now I'm going to embrace it. It's not invite only, so come and join me where the skies are blue and blue.
Yes, we're there. We're on Twitter. It's not X, it's Twitter. We're
Always.
on
We
the
never change the thing in our logo either.
Yeah,
Still a bird.
Good, as it should be.
Absolutely.
We're on the Instagrammies and we're on TikTok. TikTok was so fun last season of Claim to Fame. I had so much fun like talking to everybody. I really hope that there's like the same kind of community for Claim to Fame on TikTok this year because I had a freaking blast. I've already started. Please hang out with us on there. It's so much fun.
Yeah, TikTok is all Gina. That's how the split should go. TikTok is you. John can do Twitter.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yes, I'll take the stupid blue sky.
Like it wasn't your idea in the first place.
I mean, it's not that it was my idea. It's that Blue Sky came out, Elon took over Twitter, and everybody wanted to make this massive push.
Yes.
Sky. So I just tried to embrace it. And everybody said, all of a sudden, oh, you love Blue Sky. And it's like, I didn't say that. I just
That's so funny.
Everybody
wanted to be on Blue Sky, and then everybody, like, the big thing was Threads for literally 24 hours. I have never used a social media platform less than I have used Instagram Threads.
And because I just don't get it. Like, and I think it has gotten better though. I did pop in there.
I quite literally have not been on it since that day.
Yeah, it does look like it's a little bit. It's laid out a little bit better than it used to be. But I the weird connection to Instagram. I don't want these things connected in that.
Yeah,
I just
agree.
want my experiences to be separate. I'm a different person on different platforms.
Yeah, no. Twitter reality TV Gina is her own person. My Instagram people don't need to know about her.
Exactly. Like it's like I keep certain things a secret, and I only let you know if I know you're down. But right. Like that's it. And it's like, yeah, it's just too much merging. It makes me it gives me agita. Yeah. So no, I'd rather Blue Sky than Threads if I had my rathers.
I support it.
Yeah. But an exciting week for sure. Strat Chat is back, and I'm really pumped about it. Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be such a fun end to the summer.
It is. And I want to bring back spaces. I'm looking for spaces again. All right. So I can walk around my house talking about Big Brother with no clothes on. All right.
We could do like our little poor man's Taron Armstrong live feed updates.
Yes. I do want to do live feed updates. So I would do that on Instagram though. Like I'm down for that. Like, because like I work from home. Like I have the ability to do these things. Like we should do them. Like
for sure.
Yeah, now that I live alone and I don't have a roommate that's gonna
Hmm.
be judging me for watching the feeds like
Right, 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 right,
24/7,
right.
like, listen, I'm ready to have, like, the summer of all summers.
It's
Like,
gonna be a good time.
it's
I'm
gonna be
feeling
so
real
good.
good about this
Yeah,
season.
yeah. Fuck that grass. I don't need it. I'll cut it and come right back in.
Uh, yeah, we went
I think
way
that's it.
off. Yeah,
It's fine.
that's all I got.
That is it.
I think we're good to go. We will see you all on Monday.
Excellent. Can't wait. Monday at 9:30. We'll see you for the bowl.